On-Ayer is back, everyone, and I am your host, Ryan Ayers. We are less than 1 week away from the U.S. Open teeing off, and I think Oakmont is already inside Phil Mickelson's head. He's describing this as the toughest task for the players to have ever encountered on the U.S. Open circuit, and so we already know what his destination is going to be come Friday night into Saturday morning, and that's a miscut, getting on the private jet back to San Diego. This is going to be the 10-year anniversary that he choked away the 2006 U.S. Open title in New York by spraying a golf ball so far left that people in the merchandising tent had to take cover. So that was definitely one of the more embarrassing moments in his escapades of nonstop runner-up finishes at the U.S. Open. You know, it's just going to get tougher and tougher for him as he gets older and older and nearing the age of 50 years old. He is in the FedEx St. Jude Classic this weekend. Same with Dustin Johnson, one of the few big names. Those guys are both desperate to get something going. They've struggled all year. They haven't really put much together, and you can hear and see the reeking of desperation out of them right now. They need to get a full head of steam going into next week, and how tough of a task that Oakmont will be. We've seen their makeup, though, and it's kind of fitting that these two guys are the ones that are some of the few main stars playing on this week, because DJ had the tournament potentially wrapped up last year. 2 putts, 1 to win it, and then 1 to force a playoff. He folded on both attempts. I already mentioned what Phil has gone through. So we jump ahead to the usual suspects: Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, and Jason Day. It'd be a shock if one of them doesn't take down the title. Those guys really have their games rolling. Saw a few weeks ago the excellent shot in the Irish Open by Rory. Jordan Spieth took down the title in Fort Worth. And then obviously Jason Day is just on a tear right now from last summer, taking on the PGA Championship and the Players Championship a month ago. And a couple final points as I take off here from this update. Seeing the headline of Tiger Woods announcing that he would not be playing in this U.S. Open almost got me to fall over laughing out of my bed when I saw that earlier in this week. I mean, this is a guy that couldn't even hit a punch shot with a setup situation just a few weeks ago. From a promotional standpoint, he hit every ball in the water. I don't think we're ever going to see Tiger Woods back in a big-time tournament like this ever again. At some point, the news has to come out. This guy would never play at Oakmont. I mean, the rough is going to be so difficult. We don't need to see such a legendary first or second greatest player of all time go out with a massive back injury. It's just a big boy tournament, and he's not ready for big boy tournaments anymore. If we ever see him at the PGA Tour level, it's going to be a smaller tournament. And my final point as we leave here, this weekend really kicks off. It's synonymous with the start of summer, the great weather rolling around in the Midwest. You want to hear Johnny Miller's voice breaking down all the swings and the blow-by-blow coverage. But starting last year, we don't get that. We get Joe Buck and Fox Sports just destroying a golf broadcast. You know, I'm definitely going to miss 2 years in a row of not getting Johnny Miller's feedback and listening to him break down, like I said, all of the play-by-play, because that was really what it was all about growing up, was turning on NBC Father's Day weekend and checking out the U.S. Open coverage. So I'm going to miss that for a second year in a row. But want to let you know, you've just been on air, and I am Ryan Ayers.